Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the ranking. I'm really excited to be back into just pumping these out for you guys. And yeah, I'm excited to get started on number 50. I'm in the top 50 finally. I can kind of take my time per video, per game, to tell you why it's where it is, why I like it, why I love it, why I hate it, why I don't like it, everything in between. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. At number 50, I'm sitting at Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I know this might be a shock because I know a lot of people, the series is kind of beloved. I mean, Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. I know it's kind of beloved now by a lot of people, and I completely see where that comes in. I can see where the love comes in. I mean, let's just start off with just the base plot, okay? It plays Aloy, and you are in a post-apocalyptic world that is taken over by machines, by robots. But not just any robot, by literal dino robots. Robots that are designed as dinosaurs. Like, just by that description alone, it sounds insanely interesting, and it just sounds amazing. And at the core, it is. Like, at the core, from a glance, it is. But you basically play as Aloy, who, at the very beginning of the game, you see a glimpse of her as a child, finding something called a focus that she puts, it's kind of like goes right here, and it's kind of like an earpiece. And, spoiler alert, not really a spoiler, that focus is what you use the entire game as like the primary game mechanic. It's cool because she finds it while she is exploring rebelliously a ancient, what's called old world structure or ancient structure, and it's basically just a place from the old world before the machines took over, before the apocalypse. But anyway, she finds this focus and she uses it throughout the whole game to kind of, cause she knows nothing about her past, she knows nothing about why the machines are there, so you basically just figure out how the machines got there, and you find out who the big bad is, and then you find out how you're going to stop it, and etc. I mean, let's just start. I'm going to start with the things that I love about the game, that I think are great. I mean, first off, the graphics. It is a very, very visually appeasing and visually pleasing game. Like, it's just so pretty at times. It's just a really well-made game as far as graphically. And also some of the mechanics, I mean, like the fighting mechanics are, because you fight dinosaurs. The fighting mechanics are great. I didn't struggle. There wasn't really much of a learning curve. There are some things that you have to learn, and also there's things that you upgrade like as you go on. It's kind of like an upgrade tree, which is cool. I've always been a fan of games that have systems like that, similar to like Far Cry and stuff like that, depending on which Far Cry you play. But yeah, I mean, there's things that I like. Like, I just think that the combat overall is very solid, easy to learn, and it looks good. It's not clunky. The parkour, there's a lot of parkour in this game. I feel like, obviously, this game was produced by Sony, so I feel like someone in there kind of laid a hand in there from Uncharted, or even a little bit of Assassin's Creed. I mean, I know Assassin's Creed isn't a Sony only, but it kind of feels like Uncharted at times, the way that combat is, not combat. The way that climbing, parkour, whatever you want to call it, goes. And also, I think there are times where it feels like you're actually hunting these machines, and then there are other times where it feels like they're hunting you. But I think that that's really cool how it can be the vice versa, and how there's, that much contrast. There's a lot of contrast in the game as far as combat goes. Okay, and finally, one of the things that I genuinely just like and enjoy about the game is the character of Aloy. I think she is a very, very likable protagonist. You feel for her. There are multiple times throughout the game where you get emotional for her, you get angry for her, and you just, she's a good character. She's a good protagonist. And obviously, that's not necessarily the easiest. Like, I know it sounds funny, but the main protagonist isn't always the most liked character. And I think in this game, in particular, she is. And it's kind of far and above. But, alright, now I'm going to transition into the portion where I completely and utterly crap upon this game. There were certain parts, and when I say certain parts, I mean probably a third, if not more, of this game that felt borderline unplayable at times. Now, let me elaborate. So, there were during my playthrough, I played over the course of probably 4 or 5 days, just in my spare. This was before I even was doing Bushki. This is before I was doing anything like that. I was kind of playing games just as I went through, And open world games are a lot easier to do in free time than story-based games, which are what my videos are mainly on. Not saying I will never do an open world game, but it does take a good bit longer, for obvious reasons. But there were countless visual glitches. I'm talking about visual glitches to where I was supposed to be, would be in the middle of a mission, and I wouldn't be able to complete the mission. I would have to close app and restart to be able to actually see what I was supposed to be doing. And that happened a multitude of times. So obviously that's very frustrating. And this whole list of problems that I have with the game are performance issues. And, some people would say, oh, well, that's not the game's fault. I highly beg to differ. I think that it is the game's fault. It is whoever creates it's the game creator, the developers, the producer, Sony. I think it falls all on them, and that is what the weight that this game carries, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying this because of some visual glitches. In my opinion, one of the most important parts of a story-based game, dialogue. The amount of audio glitches that I experienced throughout this game.
Aloy, remember us?
Oh, Rana.
I brought Mother's spear with us. Everything else we had to leave behind.
Glad to see you have it. I know what it means to you.
I hope the enhancement to your spear has proved useful.
Oh yes, many times over.
Your life on Earth?
Yeah. Everything. Not even to people like...
Oh, so much for being useful. Okay.
Erend! By the Force.
Quite literally, the entire... okay, spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. The last 30 to 45 minutes where you find out Aloy is Zero Dawn, and you find out she was literally genetically made to destroy Hades, and that whole 20, 30 minute fight scene where you're destroying him, I didn't have dialogue for any of that. I'm talking about the literal conclusion of the game, zero dialogue. And that's not just a one-time thing. I was playing on, obviously, the PS4. I was playing on PS4 version. On my PS5, I restarted the app twice. I uninstalled and reinstalled it twice. Twice. An 86 gigabyte game. And this was before I had good internet. So the reason it took me 5 days to play, near about a day of that was taken up by uninstalling and reinstalling the game, trying a different save file, loading it at a different time. I literally tried everything I could. And the last 30 minutes, I just couldn't hear. I had subtitles. And I'm just being honest, I didn't enjoy the subtitles. Like, obviously there's no heart in those. I mean, obviously subtitles are there for the hearing impaired, and I get that. And not everyone who plays these games experiences the full audio. But that's not the vast majority. The vast majority are able to physically hear everything that's going on. And it wasn't just in the end game. It wasn't just in the final 30 minutes. Multiple times throughout the story, when I would get those visual glitches, oftentimes I would get the visual and an audio glitch back to back. And I just don't think that's okay. I really don't. That really put a damper on this game. On parts that I genuinely enjoyed, that I would almost say that I loved, instantly got ripped away anytime one of these glitches would take place. All that being said, I can't in good conscience put this any higher than top 50. But I couldn't put it anything lower because the lore is phenomenal. And I honestly, if I haven't played Forbidden West, maybe I will on the channel. It might end up being in top 30, if not even higher, because the lore is just so good. And I had to go back and watch videos on how the game ended, like dialogue wise. Just to get the full impact. And there were things that you couldn't catch unless, there were things you wouldn't catch unless you were listening. Because sometimes subtitles aren't always accurate either. Even in a game, they don't always pop up when they're supposed to. That's just kind of the way it is. So yeah, I just can't in good conscience. Like I said, the lore's good, but the game was borderline unplayable at times. And that's why it has to land at number 50. I hope I wasn't too harsh. I don't normally like being this critical, but I felt like I had to be. Because if you're not going to judge, it's the same thing that happened. I never even played Cyberpunk, but when Cyberpunk came out, apparently the story, right now, the state of the game, people love it. But the first year and a half that it was out, people could not stand it because they couldn't play it. And, that's on the game. That's on the producers. I think the game company is Guerrilla Gaming or Guerrilla Gaming, whatever. This is by far the worst Sony-produced game I have ever played. And I'm not saying that lightly. It is by far. Even Beyond Two Souls was better production than this game. The end result was better Beyond Two Souls. The only reason this is higher than Beyond Two Souls is because I just like the lore more. I like apocalyptic things. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just really hope that if I ever do play Forbidden West, which is the sequel, I have much better performance. My PS5 is a Forbidden West combo thing. My PS5 box has the Forbidden West artwork on it. So, I don't know. I might play at some point down the road, and if I do, I'm obviously going to do it on the channel, so maybe we can get an upgrade. Maybe that would be so nice, and I would love to enjoy it, because obviously I love enjoying games. That's why I do this. But, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed my little rant. I hope y'all enjoy this series. I hope y'all looking forward to me finishing up the Life is Strange 2, or Life is Strange Double Exposure, which is 2 because it's technically the sequel. But anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying that series. Watch my shorts, go on TikTok. I have the same shorts on TikTok, so if you watch it on here, there's really no point in watching it over there unless you just want to support me. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching these videos. Please like and subscribe.